Hi, today we're going to be talking about Deceivers. My name is Fran. I'm a sex counselor. I support men online in getting more of what they want in the bedroom. We're going to be reading all about it from the book, The Evolution of Desire. Let's get into it. A colleague used to go to upscale hotel bars and pick up men who would take her out to dinner. During dinner, she was friendly, flirtatious, sexy, and engaging. Toward the end of dinner, she would excuse herself, go to the women's room, then slip out the back door and disappear into the night. Sometimes she did this alone, sometimes she would do it with a girlfriend. Her targets were often businessmen from out of town whom she'd likely never encounter again. Although she spoke no lies, she was a sexual deceiver. She used sexual cues to elicit resources and then left sneakily without following through with sex. The author says one can't feel too sorry for the guys, though, since many were married and pursuing their own forms of deception. Although this tactic may be unusual, its underlying theme occurs repeatedly in ordinary behavior in various guises. Women are apparently aware of the sexual effects that they have on men. When 104 college women were asked how often they flirted with a man to get something they wanted, such as a favor or special treatment, knowing that they did not want to have sex with him, they gave this action on average a frequency of 3 on a 4-point scale, where 3 signified sometimes and 4 signified often. The comparable figure for men was 2. Women gave similar responses to questions about using sexual hints to gain favors and attention, yet admitted that they had no intention of having sex with the targets of these hints. Some women acknowledge being sexual deceivers as one tactic in their strategic arsenal. Although women are more likely to be sexual deceivers, men are more likely to be commitment deceivers. When my lab asked 112 college men whether they had ever exaggerated the depth of their feelings for a woman in order to have sex with her, 71% admitted to having done so, compared with only 39% of the women who were asked a parallel question. When the women were asked whether a man had ever deceived them by his exaggeration of the depth of his feelings in order to have sex with her, 97% admitted that they had experienced this tactic at the hands of men. In contrast, only 59% of the men had experienced this tactic at the hands of women. And if you would like support in communicating the kinds of sex that you would like to be having without having to use commitment as a deception tactic, I would love to hear from you, love to talk about it. If you have questions or comments or want to share your experience with this data, I would absolutely love to hear that. And if I don't hear from you, though, I'm wishing you the very best day of your life. Bye.